Aristotle, when you read Aristotle, I never read Aristotle, I read Rambam. Aristotle was an Acheius. How could somebody so smart have ideas about the Eibush that are so skewed? So my personal 2 cents is he got involved in politics. There's nothing sleazier than politics. If you get involved in politics, your life is lived for ambition, for power. You can't have intellectual object. He would answer, Aristotle would say, if you don't get involved in politics, you can't influence the world. That's what he would answer. You're getting involved in politics not to be political, you're getting involved in politics because that's the only way to bring your ideas to the public. But it doesn't work that way. If a person is going to have integrity as a philosopher, he cannot be involved in things that schlep him away from objectivity. So getting back to the point that I just took you on this huge circle, today's modern scientists will say, my mind and my body have nothing to do with one another. My body can be an animal, my brain can look for truth, and I can prove it to you with a machine. In the modern sciences, everything that they argue is proved empirically, so therefore they say, I don't have to be pure, I don't have to be refined for my ideas to be true, because if I can't prove it to you, it's false anyway. And the tragedy of the modern world is that we've lost the value of an intellectual in the deeper sense of the word. The true deeper sense of the word of an intellectual is that his mohos is intelligent. The way he eats is intelligent. The way he relates to people is intelligent. Machon, the philosophers, they taka believed that to have a good mind, you have to have a pure body. So when Aristotle indulged in that Aveda, he was admittedly a hypocrite. Next question. 150. What is the parallel of all of this in the modern world? The parallel of all this modern world, which I really already explained to you, is the idea that in the colleges it's almost a religion. That being smart and being idle are not connected. Being smart and not saying dirty words. Being smart and dressing conservatively. Being smart and eating like a mensch, not eating in the street. Being smart and not being grob are not a contradiction, because the modern world separates the brain from the body. And they do so really by diminishing what the brain is. Because philosophy they don't respect. They don't respect abstract ideas. I told this to you many times already. When one scientist wants to make fun of a theory of another scientist, you know what he tells them? Philosophy, that's the code word. Now you as an outsider don't know this. But when you say something to a scientist, and the scientist asks you, that's an interesting philosophy, he's just made fun of you. He's just told you the idea is interesting, sounds good, but it's bubbermeister because you haven't proven it. The problem with the modern scientists is that they've narrowed down the definition to proof, to direct physical empirical proof. It's not science, it's the culture. What modern culture has said is this: for something to be true, you have to be able to prove it. For something to prove it empirically, which means God, angels, afterlife, you cannot prove. You can't prove. There's no physical evidence. And if you can't prove them, they're false. So they make fun of all of it. And the only thing that's real is something you can prove physically. To prove something physical, you don't have to have a clean body. You have to just know how to do the math. In other words, they've stolen from themselves the depth of what a mind was meant to be by the Creator who gave us these minds. They're supposed to make us into different human beings. And they've said, no way, we're animals. We just evolved better. And we walk on 2 feet. And we figured out how to make ourselves homes and how to control the availability of fresh water. So we were able to live in larger and larger communities. And we know how to dispose of waste in a way that's safe so we can live in greater concentrations. We're very smart, but we're the same animal. So animals live like animals. So we're also animals, just we have good brains, so we use our brain to enhance our animalism. The philosophers didn't believe. The philosophers believed your mind changes you. It's a tragedy. It's a tragedy of the modern world that they've thrown philosophy out of the paradigm because they've made their world very poor. It's a world which is physically very rich. We understand more about the physical universe than we ever understood, but the personal lives of some of the smartest people in the world are sad. And they'll say there's no proof that there's another way to live. There's no proof there's any credibility in being idle. Now some people are naturally idle. Why? Because they're shy, because they're prudish. There's something wrong with them. That's how they spin it. Doesn't make sense. Why shouldn't I be an animal? Animals have no shame. Why should I have shame? That's the modern equivalent of Aristotle doing that Aveda. The difference is Aristotle knew he was wrong. Aristotle knew that that's a proof that something wrong with his mind. If your mind truly controls your body, your body is pure. Today, they've thrown that idea in the garbage. Now, okay, why and how is this wrong? I just told you. 152. What suggestion did we give to demonstrate that even the level of emunah that Jews have in common with non-Jews is different because of the higher levels of faith? So what I suggested, this was how yesterday's class finished. I asked a question. Can you prove this, right? The Rebbe makes a statement that the emunah that a Yid and a non-Yid have in common, but a Yid is different because the Yid is a higher neshama. So the question was, where do you see this? So I suggested that maybe the answer is in kindness. That by a Yid there's more tzedakah, which proves that they're acting out their emunah.